Just wanted to do a quick little video to go over the pen tool. But first I'm going to resize my Photoshop window so that it fits on my screen. Because Photoshop's hard enough without you not being able to see everything I'm trying to show you. All right, so I'm going to get rid of my clutter. I'm going to Command N and create a new workspace. And I am currently in my personal favorite workspace, which has all my tools where I want them. So the pen tool is located here on your toolbar. It's all these. Just like all those other tools, if you click in the bottom right, you get the whole list. We're going to go, the three we're going to use are the curvature pen tool, the freeform pen tool, and the pen tool. I'm going to actually start with the freeform pen tool because it works the most like what you expect it to. It's just like, looks like a fountain pen, and when you click and drag, it'll make a line. The reason we're doing the pen tool now is I want you to have that option to play with text on it. And when I go to text here, I will click on my T, and when I get that little bar on the I-beam of the cursor at the beginning point, it'll switch to a wavy line. I can click, and you see there it inserted my lorem ipsum text. So now my text will follow, whoops, little typo, the line. And you see that I ran out of room. So there are some ways to fix that, but we'll worry about that later. But that is how you put text on a path. That's why we're trying to learn to use this pen tool to create paths. So the other pen tools, this pen tool works in a way you guys are going to want to know when you do the Bezier pen game. You click, and then you move, and you click again, and it draws a line between it. Note that these are straight line sections, okay? So that's how that pen tool works. Same way, pen tool, straight lines. All right, the next pen tool works like the straight line pen tool, but it's the curvature pen tool. It wants to make curves. So when I go here, and then I click over here, and then I go, it's going to curve all those lines and join them in a wave. Okay, so that's the curvature pen tool. It's setting up those wavy lines for me. I think those look cool. All right. The other tools in here are used: convert anchor point, delete anchor point, and add anchor point. You will probably never need these two, because our buddy, the pen tool, does this. I will show you. Okay. If I hover over this, it gives me a minus. If I click it, it'll delete that insertion point. If I want to add a different one, I hover over the line where there isn't one, and there's an insertion point, okay? So it takes care of those things for me. The other tool you want to use, you want to know about underneath here is, come on, there we go, the convert point tool. Because I've shown you two different kinds. I've shown you straight lines and curved lines. You're allowed to mix them. And so this guy, well, we've got to have our path selected. So I need to get my layer palette out. Don't know where that guy went. He snuck off. Okay. And when I find an insertion point, I can click on it. Okay, click on that line. Let me zoom in and make this a little bigger so you guys can see it better on the screen. And this will allow me, I click on that, and this is currently a straight line. I can make it a curved line, okay? If I go down here, if I go to my curvature pen tool layer, and I do the same thing, I can take this curved section, put the tip of it on there, and make it a straight section, okay? All right. Now the only thing to learn is how to adjust those lines as we go. So we're going to use this guy and practice this a bit. You can shape the curve of the lines by pulling these handles. Now, each anchor point actually has two handles. And when you click this handle, imagine that this handle is a magnet. And this other magnet is in the middle of this line. Where I stretch this handle to, it will want to pull towards it. So as I move this handle away, it will come with me. If I need a stronger magnet, I get that with a longer line. Okay? So I pull it with me. That's how that works. Now notice, if I'm bending this line to the left of the anchor point, I'm also bending the line to the right of the anchor point. Okay, so there is a trick for that. If you look on your keyboard, to the left of your spacebar is the Command key. One more over to the left is the Option key. If I hold the Option key while I grab this handle, I break it free and it operates independently of the other handle. And now I control those two pieces of line separately, okay? So remember, this anchor point controls this line. It gets a little bit tricky because so does this one. This one's got two handles. And this handle controls that line. So, and again, if I hold Option, I can do it independently. So the two pieces of line, that one line is pulled towards two magnets. So I can use both of them to shape and orient this curve how I want, okay? So it is a very powerful tool that can give you a lot of cool shapes. It is not an easy tool, but it is a powerful one, okay? So the Bezier pen game, which I have made available to you, asks you to practice that. Okay. This first one's hard. I'll help you out here. You have to click. It's only hard because right here you can't see the little symbol. Maybe it's my settings. It's hidden where I need to click. So you got to kind of, okay, it's happy. So you just click and boom. I did the first level, okay? Then this level teaches you a thing that is kind of cool about the pen, the regular pen tool. As I'm doing this, if I drag my line, I can be really crooked. It tells you to hold Shift if you watch that tutorial. When I hold Shift, it means I can draw only at right angles, perfectly straight, 45 degrees, 90 degrees, okay? Which makes this level pretty darn easy, okay? So when you are done, that lets you move on. It will show you a tutorial how to do it. Okay? It's so easy. It isn't that easy. You'll figure that out. So, and this one doesn't require you to break the handles by holding the Option key, but some of the later levels do. So just get as far as you can in it. It'll help you practice those skills.